fun, Co. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. All right, test, test, test. All right, and we are starting here at Cups. We are starting our benefit for Scottish Rite tournament. 5 rounds of match play, and then we'll lead to a top 8 in the finals. And we'll be streaming this whole time. I'll be commenting the whole time. So stick around with me, chat. Anything you want to know, any questions you might have about our organization, the little bit I know about the children's hospital that we're benefiting today, or the rule set of Harlem Globetrotters, which is where we started our stream, is where we're beginning. My good friend Uriah playing there. As usual, I've got my ridiculously large Viking mug. Okay, so that's my good friend Uriah taking a shot at Harlem Globetrotters, but sometimes Harlem Globetrotters shoots back. Sunny Williams, one of the more famous pinball players from Eugene. She was the Oregon Women's Champion a few years ago. And indeed, the following year, so calendar year 2025, for the 2024 year progress, Sunny got to play this very machine in the women's finals. So you can see she's gotten one of the drop targets on the right down. Fighting for control to get another one. There it is, a little backhand from the right flipper. Audacious move. Working the spinners to increase bonus. And the sling out. Our third competitor, Jessica, also known as Paper Star, comes to us from Cottage Grove. She works at the Quarter Drop, the new arcade down there. And quickly bounced out by the slings there. Finally, we have Joe Christensen, relatively new to the scene here. Oh, thank you so much, Huverson. Okay, finally up. Could have used a nudge there, and he does perfectly. Okay, getting lucky on these bounces into the in lane. Oh, he finds the tip of the flipper, and it's back up. Can't quite seem to get control, and Harlem Globetrotters claimed as another victim. So everyone's had one ball now. They've all gotten used to the game a little bit. We've got Sunny has a slight lead, but really anybody's game now. Nobody gets to put too much of a dent in the scoreboard yet. All right, Sunny steps up again. Slowing the ball down with the upper flipper. Of course, like so many double flipper games from this era, you really have to worry about the ball sliding between them, getting scissored, which is not only does it go out, it's also kind of an ego blow, because you know if you just left well enough alone, at least wouldn't have gone out that way. Sunny quickly finds 2 of the graduated drop targets. That gets her into bonus multiplier territory. You can see the green light in the middle there. Went to 2x, so she had what looks like about 17,000 bonus. That'll be collected doubled. And now Jessica steps up again. My big obnoxious cup. Jessica recently took third at a Pokemon launch party back down in Cottage Grove, but she's quickly discovering that a 1981 Harlem Globetrotters, very different machine than a 2026 Pokemon. All right, Joe finding some shots off of that, I guess I'll call it the upper flipper. Solid rip on the spinner, feels good. Adds to the bonus, which is coming along nicely. No one, as far as I can tell, has yet found a super bonus. So this game, like many of the era, when you get to a certain threshold, here it's about 20,000, you get bonus that holds over. So you basically get an automatic bonus hold from there. Yes, thank you for providing the link there in chat. Gives you the link to our match. So you can follow along and look at the standings. All right, Sunny has a comfortable lead. She's the only player to be in the hundreds of thousands instead of the dozens of thousands. But she knows at this level anyone can blow up any machine anytime. So she's going to play conservatively here, try to stretch that lead, but doesn't need to show off any fireworks here. No need to risk tilting the ball. Oh, couldn't find the signature slap save there. Oh, the infamous scissors, Jessica, just as I had the curse of the commentator prognosticating the worst way for your ball to go out, and there we've seen it live. Oh, and Joe just fumbles the ball, leaving him in a disastrous last place to begin with. So there's Sunny with the big win. She's letting everybody know. And we have a very close game for second and third. And that is our opening round. Obviously, we're going to wait a minute before we see any more pinball. There are other rounds going. We've got Venom got included this round and a couple others, so we'll quite likely be waiting. In fact, Ali right next to me is still being played. And in fact, I regret to inform you that Godzilla was drawn this round with some very solid players. So we could be here staring at the Harlem Globetrotters attract mode for some time.
To play Harlem so that people can look at something.
All right, at my urging, Jessica's decided to get a revenge game, and there's our good friend, Co, stepping up to the plate. Co is the owner of the Quarter Drop down in Cottage Grove and has really done an amazing job growing the pinball community down there. Also, I want to credit Co for helping me out with building the very rig that we're streaming with. He's had a streaming rig for, I think, about a year now, and really gave me a lot of good advice about useful products to buy and things to avoid and different ways to set things up. So he's been a great help to me. So yeah, if you're in Cottage Grove, go check out the Quarter Drop. They've got a great selection of machines, both new and old. 1978 Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Gottlieb System 1 with the Roto Target. And he's also got the fairly difficult to see on location Alien Machine, which is not one. That's one I played in Astoria, and I played it at the Icebox, but this was certainly now nice to have a copy closer to home. All right, Ko finds the center saucer. That's how you spell Harlem. No, it's how you spell globe. I take that back. You need to shoot 5 shots into the saucer. Gives you a little bonus to bonus score. I'm sure someone better informed than me would know the amount of that bonus score. All right, looking around at the rest of the matches, we're coming up to 7 o'clock here, local time. Looks like some of the other games are finishing up. We have a game of Paragon wrapping up. I am sorry to say, and this is completely my fault, we won't be watching any Paragon on stream today, and that is because the pinball rig I built is simply not wide enough to accommodate the very, very wide body of Paragon. There's a roadshow in the mix, and I can just barely get it around the roadshow. Got to kind of let out the belt a little bit, but I can make the roadshow. But Paragon with a cup holder, I simply did not build the aluminum construct with that in mind. So we're going to look at getting a longer crossbar one of these days to accommodate such a wide body. God help me if Cups decides to get a Hercules, but so far, Paragon is my biggest challenge, both as a pinball machine and as a physical object. All right, Ko's starting to get a little bit of this between his teeth here in a very close game. This Harlem Globetrotters copy is owned by our good friend and founding Cups member Adam Jones. He's modded it to have the colored lights, so you can see players 1 and 3 have red scores, and players 2 and 4 have blue. It's a nice little attractive mod. Certainly not a stock 1981 feature there. All right, Ko's managed to, very hard to see graduated drop targets here, but I just noticed he got the second one. The bird's eye view is not always a little bit opaque as to how many inline drops have been dropped. Okay. So he's got 2x bonus. The first inline drop, this will be familiar to fans of Flash Gordon as well, is just points, but the second one starts you working on your bonus multipliers. So, okay, so there's your 2x. All right, sorry about the interruption. All right, so looks like Jessica had a slightly more successful ball. But Ko, like me, is a man of a certain age and remembers pinball from a certain era. 1981 is definitely one of those eras. Okay, we're starting to see results coming in on match play. Nice thing about tournaments here on Cups, we can get a large variety of machines in eras. Just come on down, you'll notice we have all the way back from Little Cheap, which I think might be late 60s, although I'm sure someone will correct me, up to some very modern machines. Pulp Fiction, Godzilla, Guardians of the Galaxy, I think that's the most modern. We also have a Venom in the mix. We've left some of those out of the tournament so that people just attending for the fundraiser can play some free pinball. And they're having a great time. We've got a Centaur kind of on display in the middle. That's the newest machine on our floor, as far as I can tell. So. Oh, and here's your friend Joe Emery. It's going great. How are things with you?
The chaos of multi-ball.
The chaos of multi-ball, absolutely. It's lovely.
It's a great showing.
Great showing. Yeah, no, we have a lot of. How many participants in our?
36 in just the tournament.
We have 36 in the tournament, and if you look around the floor here, you'll see that there are certainly a lot of people here just to support Scottish Rite Hospital and take a look at cups on free play. So we have people enjoying machines of all eras.
And I thought this, like, I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, oh, we should put a QR code to donate
Yep.
to Scottish Rite on there. I
Yeah.
didn't think about it.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
I wonder,
No, get to work on it. I'd love to have that up there. So
let's see if I can find a link, and then it would just be an easy,
great.
easy share.
If we can pop that into the, yep, so we have the link to match play here over in chat. But yeah, if you want to pop a link to our fundraiser in chat, that would be great as well.
You probably not even a QR code, just a link to it, and then
Yep.
I think you can pin it. But pinning was not a thing when I was streaming Mario speedruns.
Got it.
But I
Got
think
it.
it's pretty easy to do.
Okay.
So
Well,
I might be able to comment it from my phone.
Great.
And then use it. Yeah. I'll
that'd be
throw it
perfect,
there.
and I'll see if I can pin it on my end.
Yeah, we'll
Sounds
make it
great.
work.
Sounds great. Adam Jones has decided to play a little Harlem Globetrotters. He certainly misses having this machine at home. So with the arrival, young baby boy. Yep.
Cheating again.
I know. Look at this guy. Just filthy saves here.
He said he was going to come today only if I was coming, which I of course was coming.
Great little
And then
tap
he
pass
showed
from the
up
right
at
flipper.
6:34.
Yep,
Made me feel like his word didn't mean anything.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, the screen looks good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great.
So far, so good. It says I'm live and unstable. I don't know how it knew that about me, but turns out.
That's fun to me.
Yeah. Well, I think the AI is at a point where they're doing a DSM diagnosis on me as we speak. So no matter.
It's great.
Yep.
I don't go to the doctor anyway, so.
That's right. That's right. So if you just send him some footage and he'll weigh in.
You know what we should do after this? We should just stream for fun on like a Wednesday.
I'd love to do that. I'm always happy to do that. Yeah.
As this week kind of starts to fade away, I'm going to have a lot more energy. This week's a joke at work.
Okay.
Because it's
Okay.
testing day Thursday. So.
Oh, got it. Oh, got it.
All right. My turn.
Yep.
I'll do that.
Oh my goodness. My goodness. We have a match already. Perfect. All right. We'll be back in just a minute.
Grab me that tackle box.
All right, so speaking of Sonny Williams, we have Sonny Williams' better half here. And he, during his play, got a match. So I have a selection of exciting prizes for him. And this is in a tackle box. So the idea being, if you get a match on a place with free play, you don't really feel like it's all that exciting. But here you get a chance to get a little prize every time you get a match. So I'll let you have the milk and cheese as a set if you want it.
I think I do.
Okay, let me show it to camera first. Okay, so we have a set of magnets here. This is the milk, and this is the cheese. Oh, I don't understand how mirrors work. So a set of milk and cheese magnets going home with Mark Anderson, Oregon. You bet. So Adam, what made you think to put power balls in this game? It's more fun. Okay, we have some questions in chat. LOL, this game with power balls brutal. Well, Adam says, you know what? It's more fun. That's his take on the matter. Those of you who have ever had ball save or a tilt warning on Godzilla will recognize that shirt. I got Adam that shirt when his son was born, and of course, I got his son a baby Godzilla. So it would be a father-son t-shirt pairing that would only be legible to pinball players. Oh, excuse me. You can't tell right this minute, but a small child is playing. So we have a head of hair playing Harlem Globetrotters now. Oh, he's starting to understand the cameras. Looking for the start button. All right, round 2 is up. I may have to move the rig, so let's take a quick look. Looks like Harlem Globetrotters is still being played by a murderer's row of players, so we're just going to keep that right there. People seem to be enjoying whether or not the Powerball is more fun to play. I think it's more fun. It's just as fun to watch, so we'll keep it going over here. Good luck, have fun, Mason. Mason's playing Hot Hand right over here, so we'll see. Yeah. The giant flipper will determine your fate. I don't care how hot your hand actually is. It's the giant flipper that'll tell you what's happening in that one. All right, so stepping up to Harlem Globetrotters, we have the owner of the machine, Adam Jones, young buck in training, Augie Nelson, Casey Schutz, something of a senior fellow of the Eugene pinball scene, and finally Nick Alden, another one of our newer recruits. So this is definitely youth and skill versus old age and treachery in play here. Adam showing why he brought the thing, making it all happen, and immediately finding all the inline drop targets and the saucer behind it. So you can see he's now collecting 5x bonus at this point. He's also spelled the globe, so really putting on a show for Harlem Globetrotter fans, much like the titular Globetrotters themselves. All right, nice little tap pass, just like it's his damn job. And the spinners are spinning, trying to work to that super bonus, and he is almost there. So there it is. You just saw, hopefully above the inverted pyramid of bonus lights, you see the 3 lights there. That 20 being lit will stay lit and will be 20,000 points every ball. So this time it's 20,000 times 5. That's 100,000 points he can take to the bank, and it'll be at least 20 every time. All right, so Augie knows he has some work to do, some wood to chop, as it were. On the left, we can see Mark Anderson playing Whirlwind. All right, spinners are spinning. Bonus is building. Nicely nudges the Powerball back into the in lane, only to have it disappear in the left out lane. Augie knows he's got a big hill to climb in balls 2 and 3. And here comes Casey Schutz. Mild-mannered, unassuming-looking guy, but an absolute killer on the pinball tape. Okay, trapped up nicely. Okay, finding another quick orbit shot. And dead pass. Trap up, taking a look around the field. Looking to get back up that left orbit. Doesn't quite make it. And a quick brick of the spinner, and we're out on the left lane. So Adam Jones has got to really like his chances right now. Both of these competitors, so all 4 of these competitors, took 3rd on his first match. So he is definitely coming in hungry. Augie's coming off of a first. And Casey took a 2nd. So we have a real mixed bag of collected points. And now we're looking for I'm looking for Nick Alden in the house. Casey's wisely keeping close to the machine. We do have some young children who may not know the complete etiquette of pinball tournament roaming around, so. We've found Nick Alden. Fiery shot on the spinner, but it's the wrong spinner. So one interesting feature of this game is that the lit spinner will add bonus, and most switches move the spinner around, so you kind of alternate from spinner to spinner. I suspect those thematic wizards at Bally Williams were making that simulate the action of dribbling a ball, maybe. Thematic integration was pretty weak in the early 80s, but that's at least my going theory. It's a great little construct that makes you move around the board a little bit. You don't necessarily lock in on one shot all day. And so the left orbit actually isn't all that valuable until you get some of the inline drops down, at which point it becomes the shot to get. The spinner in that left orbit increases in value every time a drop is attained, but as we've seen coming out of those inline drops, you take some real chances there. So it's a risk-reward scenario, as all good pinball should be. None of these ramp shots feeding back to the flippers for those of us who played from the early 80s. All right, well, if you'll excuse me, it looks like the stream's going just fine, so I'm going to be sending the link to my friends and family. Just remember into which folder I hid my Twitch. All right, so we're down to Nick now on ball 2 here. Adam Jones's decisive lead, still decisive. Oh, looks like we're getting a tech call here. Okay, so the ball is in the saucer and it didn't want to pop out. So tournament director and founding board member Matt Walton called over to investigate. Here comes the glass. Wow, here live streaming on Twitch, we see the glass slide down and a bird's eye view of the back of Matt's head. And we're going to take the ball and put it on the right flipper. No free plunge today. You want another saucer shot? You got to earn it. Looks like the glass is back on, and so is our game. Nick Alden, player 4, looking for some real points here. Yep, finds the third inline drop for 3x bonus, but doesn't really make too much out of it. Fortunately, he has some cash super bonus, which will help his score quite a bit. So he is right on the track there. Certainly in a very solid second place, and anything can happen here. Yes, great point, Boggs. The back box camera is a little off center. I would love to do it, but I am manning this solo. But yeah, as soon as this Ryand is over, I'll be Ryanding my ass over there to adjust the camera. We'll certainly adjust the back box camera. It may be that Globetrotters doesn't get called next round, and we'll be adjusting everything. Thank you, Tenacious. We have some lighting in the backfield, so hopefully everything's very clear. And nice to see some of that beautiful artwork in the back there. Oh, Casey gets a rough bounce there. Couldn't find the slap save, and looks like a definite fourth place for Casey. Real disappointing. All right, Nick finds some feeds that he likes here. Pops it row. Didn't get as much of play off that left flipper as he would have liked, so a great game. Oh, and we got another ball here. I lost count while I was looking around. I didn't realize we had a third ball to play. Honestly, the scores of both Nick and Adam certainly didn't seem like one ball scores, but shame on me for doubting the raw talent on display here. Adam tries to get the ball under control with a tap pass, but sends it into the slings. Not where he wanted those to end up. Oh, tries to dig it out with the left flipper, and again, can't find it. All right, we're going to calm the ball down a little bit here. Tap pass to the left flipper, and again, finding all of those inline drops. Beautiful little tip. And such a volatile feed out of those inline drops. Couldn't quite catch it on the upper flipper, but handed it off nicely to the lower one. No self-scissoring here, and we find the saucer in the back. Okay, great little tip there. He realized it wasn't going to roll back to the cradle, so this tip right in on the in lane. Finds the left spinner, which is, of course, absolutely juiced since he's gone through a whole round of inline targets there. So left spinner is the only and the most valuable shot in the game at that point. And you just rip it as often as you can. Okay, so sitting at 577,000. Adam's looking fairly solid here, but we've seen that Nick can get his arms around this game, so. Augie did not find a ball he liked this game. He's currently in third, but in a very dangerous position. All Casey needs to do is find just a couple big spinner rips, and he'll be well past Augie's score here. Okay, couldn't find it. Oh, he's just shy. That is a very close game. Couldn't quite find it. And Nick has come back into focus. Breathe a sigh of relief as my player cam snaps back into focus. Nick knew he had a lot of wood to chop. Just never quite came together for him there on the last ball. So we have Adam Jones, Nick Alden, Augie Nelson, and surprisingly, I don't think anyone would have bet on Casey Schutz taking fourth in that matchup. All right, so looks like Hot Hand is still cranking away. And Paragon results in Dan Rank taking first on Paragon. Gary Cotrell, Jordy S., and Sam Nelson coming in last. Whirlwind, Mark Anderson, another strong showing. Christy Spears, Joe Christensen, and Leo. Aztec is still going, partially because Matt Walton was called away from the game, so Aztec should not be a long playing game, but in this case, it actually was. Well, looks like Adam and Casey are going to get a little revenge game on this. Adam going to show off a few things there. Our super straight game, Mel Martin takes first on that. And then over on Venom, John Cunningham. Just outstripping Richard Jesser. Finally, Jack Torrance coming in third on that one. Looks like we have 39 players on the field today, so that means, as you know, we'll have one group of 3 to work around. I'm going to go mess with that playfield camera and try not to knock over my big tackle box full of prizes. All right, well, we've got, see what happens is, I move the cart around the cup holder, so I cheat it to the right just a little bit to get around the cup holder, and then it gets just a little, Augie, 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 will you move the rig about 1.5 inches to the left? The whole thing just a little bit to the left. A little bit more. And then that way. And then towards the back box. Looks good, thank you, sir. All right, so we have the classic Whitewater here, classic from the DMD era. And yeah, a wonderfully restored and maintained machine by our own Adam Boggs. Fun story for the 2024 state finals, which were held in Portland at Level Up. Whitewater was one of the featured machines, and there was not a Whitewater available to play. This was before cups existed. So I knew my good friend Adam Boggs owned a copy, and I owned more bottles of organic cider than I could possibly drink. This is stuff I make out of my own farm, so I said, Adam, let me come over with a couple bottles of hard cider, and we can hit it around a little bit. You can tell me some of the intricacies of Whitewater. And I'm very glad I did, because this is a game that doesn't play like every other game in the business. Yes, so Jangus the Science Guy, also known as Joe Emery, has posted our Project Pinball link, and that's the link to the... Okay, so right here, and that's control click on this, right?
Controller command. Oh wait, actually click off that. I think I saw
Pin. There we go.
There we go. So that will just be on the top.
Okay, so we have a pinned message here. Thank you. Manually unpinned or end of stream, right? Okay, good. And then we should pin this one as well?
I don't know if you can pin two, but let's find out.
Nope, don't do that.
Notice they pinned
Sorry,
the
this one's more important.
Yeah.
All right, so you notice I've just pinned a comment to the top of chat. That is, oh, thank you, Rebecca.
I have an idea for that.
Okay.
And my brain will fix it for next tournament.
Perfect.
Or they can put in a command in the match plan.
Thank you very much, Joe. So we have a pinned comment there. That's a link to Project Pinball. And this is the fundraiser that we're doing as we speak for, that's the organization that we're raising funds for today. So we'll be raising money to buy a Pokemon pinball machine for Scottish Rite Hospital, Children's Hospital. And those of you who tuned in promptly heard our good friend Genoa Ferguson, who's running this fundraiser, talk about her experiences working with children at that hospital. Rebecca Holly 303 complimenting my t-shirt, which she knows I bought this weekend. Oh, gosh, it's trying to kill me. So this is, of course, my favorite pinball tourism things. This is Lions Classic Pinball. A wonderful little spot, nestled into the Rockies. That last weekend held the Women's National Championships and did a wonderful screen. Showcasing some real talent. Meanwhile, back in our current game, Augie's got this fellow hurtling down the rapids. He has to shoot, you know, I'm just taking a wild swing at it, but I imagine the shot with the bright, blinking red light is where they want him to go to rescue this fellow who's bumping along the rocks on our DMD. And that individual goes unrescued. Picking up a little bit of bonus. Has a slight lead, but anyone can start the multi-ball here. If you look up in the center of your screen, you'll see the center ramp score has 3 green dots underneath it. And to light those, to get them lit to trap the ball, you need to hit the stand-ups on either side of that feed. Yeah, I wish they had not just a play odometer for your machine, Mr. Boggs, but if they actually had a how many rescue victims went unrescued. Christy Barda is found. Well, she lit the lock, so that'll be waiting for her on her next ball. Let's see. Player 3. What the heck happened to my phone here? Here it is. Player 3, Sam Nelson, Cups member, new addition to the pinball scene. He has locked his first ball. Oh, he's looking for that skill shot. And he finds the whirlpool from the upper flipper there. You can see just at the top right of your screen, you can see the animatronic Bigfoot spinning around. And this is the whirlpool. This is the 2-ball multi-ball. Nicely plunges the second ball onto the upper flipper as well. And so we get to see a little bonus multi-ball action from the Whirlpool Award. This is certainly the last thing his competitors want to see. But a treacherous ball out of the Boulder Garden denies him the last chance to collect that award, and he is back to bonus here. So Augie breathing a sigh of relief. That 2-ball multi-ball can be very winning. But Augie still holds on to his lead going into ball 3. He knows he has to get a few things done. The pressure is on. Okay, soft plunge. Just soft enough. finds a great skill shot, increasing his lead by another 2 million. And sending it back upstairs again, but he fails to find it. Oh, and a quick brick from the left stand-up there goes hurtling right down the middle, but 2 times bonus, so 17 million. So either Christie or Sam will have some work to do to try to catch up to this score. So everyone here is trying the soft plunge up to get just over the hump there, but not too fast that it comes around the orbit, as Christie just did. So it's a sensitive touch that gets you far enough to just get the upper flipper. And we have a kickback, which is sometimes something of a mixed blessing. Yes, it's great that you didn't lose the ball, but now it is slinging around and very difficult to get control. Okay, the replay at 156. So let's see if Sam's got a little something up his sleeves here. He doesn't have any lock slip. He does find the skill shot, or at least finds the soft plunge to set up the skill shot, but fails to accomplish it. His left ramp is lit for millions. Sends it back up to the upper flipper. Again, doesn't find the lit shot. All right, it's on the left flipper. Couldn't quite get control there, so we're going to sling around. Tough feed from the boulders, but we managed to get control over it. And we get 1 lock. So that's 1 down, 2 to go. But again, each time you want to light that lock, you have to get both stand-ups on either side of that center shot. The center shot is not the hard part there. It's getting those locks lit. Unfortunately, his plunge was too hard, slung around the left orbit, and that was the story of that. So he picks up a second. Is there a ball save or is this an extra ball? It must have been a ball save. Okay, so Sam's still alive. A wing and a prayer here. But good enough to find the left orbit. Yet another flashing shot, so we're working through our ramps and getting over Augie's score. So thanks to a lucky ball save there, Sam gets the first, Augie gets a second, and because this is a 3-player group, so our 4-player groups, the points awarded for your placement are 7, 5, 3, 1, but in a 3-player group, that's going to be 7, 4, 1. So second place in a 3-player group basically splits the difference between a second or a third and a 4th player. Sam with a smile on his face, knowing he got away with it a little bit, but definitely exploited his opportunity and took the first. No one here has taken a picture of those scores and set them on the refrigerator, but Sam gets another 7 points and continues his march to the finals. Let's take a look at those scores now. I'm just pulling them up on my phone, but if you go the match play link earlier in chat, I'll give you the score review. Keep changing which pocket, putting my phone in. Okay, nothing's updated yet. Whirlwind and Whitewater. We again have a very competitive game of Godzilla with Joe Emery and Fraser Sanderson, Stephanie McLaney. Yes, the 3-player group, but anyone who knows Modern Stearns knows Godzilla is a notoriously long-playing game, and any one of those players could light it up for a long game. Let's see, over here around our row of older games, we've got Captain Fantastic, Sinbad, and Aztec being played. And finally, the ever-popular Firepower 2, the other end of the hall. Not sure if we'll be able to transmit streaming from Firepower 2, but what the heck. If someone picks it in finals, we may just have to give it the old college try. Oh, in fact, we can even see from our player cam perspective, you can see just past there, you can see Michael Veers playing Captain Fantastic. And then we also have a game that is, I believe that's Jake Emery playing Firepower 2. So Some very competitive players playing some interesting games back there in the backfield. Firepower 2 is another one of our Cups machines that was featured in States when it was held at Level Up here a year and a half ago. So that would have been January of 2025 for the progress through the 2024 year. And of course, today's tournament is also an IFPA sanctioned tournament, so whoever comes out the victor today will be well on their way to being able to play in States this coming January. We are planning on playing States in this very building, so looking at putting some machines down here and having the state finals at Cups for the first time. So a lot of that, much of that was, much of the race to States was decided with our league finals exactly a week ago, but a tournament with 39 players of this caliber will certainly have have some real bearing on the race to States. All right, looks like Aztec results are in, Firepower 2 results are in. We still have some games ongoing, including, as expected, Godzilla. There we can see Sean Cato saddling up to Captain Fantastic. Well, Dr. Dominic Lemus checks his phone and scurries off. Good heavens. Who knows what sort of news just got transmitted to our friend Dominic. Looks like the rounds are finishing up here. Not seeing anyone on Godzilla. That game looks like it's wrapped up. Captain Fantastic still going strong. Who are we waiting on? Sinbad, I don't believe it. Captain Fantastic, also don't believe it. Venom, Matt Walton was on Venom, so that should have been uploaded. Unless they're still going. Oh, well, Twitch has upgraded me from unstable to excellent, so whatever I'm doing it right. A nice solid green line for bitrate. I'll take it. I'll take it. Don't know what it means, but green's got to be good, right? Thank you. Oh boy, Annie's brought her little, my good friend Annie has shown up, and her little dog too. We got to figure out a way to get that dog closer to the rig. If there's one thing I know that pinball streaming people want to see, other than pinball, it's this adorable dog here. But I'm just not sure how we're going to find a way to get that dog on camera. All right, so my next project is we just switch over to puppy cam anytime we're between rounds. It's going to be the next technical suggestion I make during our meetings. Dan playing on that Venom? That might be our culprit right there. I believe it might be. Yes, we're waiting on Venom, amazingly. But that's Matt Walton's fault. He bought it, so he gets to wait for Darren to finish playing on it. Perfect idea. All right, as WZ Field said, never work with children or animals, and we're doing both today. So yeah, watching spinny tricks and speak from the playfield cam, great stuff. Great stuff. I hope someone remembered to clip that. We're just not quite over the flippers. We're back about half an inch. It's a lot easier when there were two of us. So, in case you're wondering why I keep ripping the headphones off and running around, it's because my much more capable partner in crime, Corey, has taken a sick day, so I'm hustling around. Okay, Uriah's having another. Uriah's just finishing a ball on Venom. Still no update on Godzilla scores, but that game has been over for a minute.
Joe! Joe! Is your Godzilla game over? It doesn't look like the scores have been reported.
Matt's in the middle of that. That makes sense. Okay. I just didn't even see suggestions. My fault. My fault. Just wanted to make sure.
Godzilla I've ever played.
Okay. What was your score? Okay, that's not great. Yeah. Yeah. Get it out of there. Absolutely. That tilt is way too sensitive. Is what the word on the street is.
Not as sensitive as the Guardians, probably my match.
The Guardians is a little ridiculous. Yep. I agree.
Still be worth money when I do it.
Thanks, Bobby the Great. That's we'll hopefully make that a regular feature on our pinball screens. Just do some dog tricks. The game's on Whitewater. Yeah, if you want to go hit it around, at least have something. All right, there's Joe Emery, founding Cups board member. Taking a little swing at Whitewater during downtime. And there's our great friend Mel Martin taking a picture of him playing in front of the rig. We are taking a picture of her taking a picture. I wish you were there too, Bobby. Joe capably sending the ball to the upper playfield and hitting the whirlpool. Let's see if we can rescue this hapless swimmer, or if indeed, making it look easy, pulling in the 17 million. Hurry up. Of course, no pressure if it's not part of the tournament. Somehow the shots just come a lot easier without competition breathing down your neck. Finds a first lock. Second lock is lit, so you can see that second green dot is flashing. So Joe hit both stand-ups to either side of it. Traps up, passes over, into the boulders, riskily, and there's the second lock. So we didn't see a multi-ball, at least not the main multi-ball, during our actual game. We did see the two-ball whirlpool, so maybe Joe could show us how it's done. Oh, rejected out of the whirlpool. Now he's got the right target, but not the left. There it is. Targets are both lit up, so that lock 3, that third dot flashing. So he's got multi-ball queued right up, and he's got 2 balls to find that center shot. He wisely doesn't go for the skill shot, just lets it go down to the right flipper, and yet is penalized for that choice. Fortunately, ball save was still on. Certainly not something you'd expect to see during, say, states. Okay, sending it around to the orbit. Well, either I don't know what he's doing or he doesn't. There it is. There's that center shot, and we're going to see a Whitewater multi-ball. So the balls are going to 1, 2, 3 come up to that upper flipper, and it's the lower shot, I guess. There it is. There's that jackpot. Fun story, when I was playing this in States, I started a jackpot. I started a multi-ball and got no jackpots, and then I got a restart and was playing a 2-ball multi-ball, and I literally didn't know what happened. And a fellow who was out visiting from Boston, this wasn't during States, this was during Pinball. And he was like, yeah, you restarted the multi-ball because you didn't get any jackpots. And I realized I had never seen that happen because, of course, I'd never not gotten jackpots. Which, of course, happens in competition. Okay, so Joe capably moving his light over to the in lane. Oh, and we have a prize drawing announcement. Jenna was announcing a prize package here. dog is violently objecting to the proceedings. All right, we're just finishing up a little prize giveaway. You can see everyone attentively looking at Genoa and her raffle. Also hearing some cello music from the main hall, which could have been going on for ages, but couldn't possibly hear it over the clank of the Cunningham won some of the raffle. Yes, it's a very nice event. We're sorry you had to miss it as well. But there will be more in the future, I'm sure. All right, so that's the end of our raffle. Looks like we'll be getting back to pinball here momentarily. All right, looks like I'm live on the stream as well. Round 4. Oh, good. We still have Whitewater, so I'm not going to go move that rig. Talk about Whitewater all day. And we have Joe Emery, Ashton Wolt, Jake Emery, and Ditto Depew. So we have the Emery brothers competing on Adam Boggs' Whitewater. Yeah, I'm so sorry I couldn't make the pinball launch party Saturday. The Pokemon launch party, I was gone for 3 days and somehow missed 4 Pokemon launch parties. So I have a last chance in Roseburg at the end of the month. So let me just give a shout out for that. VGP, Video Games Plus in Roseburg, will be having the last Thursday of the month, will be having their Pokemon launch party. So I'm looking forward to that. But, oh, sorry. Let me try to adjust my levels here. Put the mic a little bit in there. A little better, Adam? Super quiet is not anything I'm usually accused of. I just didn't want to talk too much over the raffle prizes being given out. Okay, looks like Joe had a disappointing first ball after his little mini warm-up there. Well, I've got my levels seem to be getting into the yellow on my end. Try to... Yep, I've got about as much as I can do on my end before I start clipping, so... Okay, looks like Ashton Wolt just got an unvalidated playfield, so gets the ball back. Lit 2 locks. And collecting bonus. All right, so Jake Emery. All the way up from Roseburg. He'll be the TD for that aforementioned Roseburg tournament, the Pokemon release party. They have a Pokemon Premium, so you can actually watch the Pokeball jiggle when you collect a Pokemon. So, adding to the verisimilitude of the world under glass, that Pokemon pinball machine. Oh, Jake has a rough feed there, so we're not seeing much action on ball 1. All right, finally, our friend Ditto bringing up the 4th player spot here. Great question. So we have a wonderful turnout tonight. We have 39 pinball players joining us today. So finals will go to the top 8. So we'll have 2 groups of 4 advancing to a semifinal and then a final round after that. So we still have plenty of pinball to be looking at this evening. Oh, and there Ditto has stepped up. Trying for a soft plunge here to get to that upper flipper, but can't quite find it. And perfectly set up, and there's his skill shot, which should give him an early lead going into ball 4. Okay, finding the boulder garden and all the way around. Almost finds that ramp. The feed out of that left ramp is vicious. Don't look at me, Ditto. I didn't do it. All right, so it's really anybody's game heading into ball 2. Jake takes a big swing at it, but does not find the skill shot. But he does find the whirlpool when he gets back up there. So, and it lights extra ball. Of course, we won't be playing extra balls in this tournament format, so that's probably the last whirlpool award that was on his list. Uh-oh. Just about to say, I couldn't figure out where the ball was, and apparently I'm not the only one. Looks like we have a stuck ball not ejecting. Oh, there it is. Ball search found it. We're sending it right back up the middle. There it is. In the whirlpool, which was not lit for Whirlpool Award. We're about rounding out the 2-hour mark on our stream. Of course, much of that was watching Genoa's initial presentation. We've been playing pinball for about an hour and a half, working our way through round 4. My absolute pleasure. My absolute pleasure, Sky Texture. All right, so there's an extra ball plunged, and we turn off Whitewater.
Where are you headed? Super straight. Where is super straight? Okay.
And due to a malfunction, we'll be moving over to super straight. And we'll get back to you in just a minute.
We're moving to a game I'm bad at.
Just be careful not to interfere. There are groups on both sides. Yeah.
I'll wait till you know.
Here, Ken, I wanted to let me throw this stuff here.
Okay, hang on. Hold their phone.
Phew. Okay, I'm sorry we can't see the player 4 score. The source itself is zoomed in more than the camera is, so as much as I adjust the camera, I can't get player 4 to be in there, but we at least successfully moved things over and had the transmitter pick up something. So for those of you that don't know the layout at Cups, we just moved from the modern row to the vintage row, which meant that the wireless transmitter, this is all totally boring technical talk, but that was why I was sweating during that whole process. But now, sit down and drink from my enormous Viking mug of iced coffee. Super Straight is a game that is totally, much like many games from the era, completely about collecting bonus. So just about everything lit on the board will allow you to collect cards. You can see the hands that you're building there. And of course, as you might guess, you're trying to build a straight. So also the spinner in the center of the field gets lit under, I think it's the center rollover in the top, much like Aztec. Over on the right, just above the rightmost pop bumper, just above and to the right of that, there's a gate. And when you go in there, when it's lit, you can collect your bonus and then restart it again to try to max it out. So the typical strategy here is shoot around as much as you can, collect as many of those X'd cards as you can. Sean, great seeing you. Always a pleasure. Oh, that's fun. Yeah. Oh man, what did I watch? Picnic at Hanging Rock. I think you'd like that one.
I really want to show Tommy and the apple.
I think that's a good, yeah, absolutely.
The apple's made because of Tommy.
That's right. All right, well, I'm back to it. Picnic at Hanging Rock.
Picnic? Oh, I never saw that. I know about it.
It's Peter Weir from the 70s.
Is it an Easter movie?
No, it's a Valentine's Day movie, actually. That's when it takes place. Yeah, so we'll turn it around. We'll bring it back next year. All right, the great Sean Cato going off to host his movie night. All right, we have Ashton stepping up. Jake has a spinner lit. Nice dead pass over to the right. Picks off a card from the line of targets in the above left. Just gets the tip of that one. You can see his bonus building up in the little club in the middle. Oh, but again, going for that spinner is very risky because the two rubbers on either side can really punch right back at you.
This is the dude who I said happy birthday to earlier.
Is Ditto going to tell us which? Ditto going to tell us what his score is. He's going to need to cue us audibly since we can't see it ourselves. All right, so this probably ball 3. This is a very rollable type of EM if you get all your cards in a row. Okay, nice trap up on the left here. Does he go for the spinner rip? Of course he does. It pays off nicely. Okay, solid shot through the gate there. And here comes tip. Oh, and he finds the out lane. Once again, punished for some solid flipper skills there, but the EMs from this era don't always reward virtue. Ashton trying to read the feed here. Backhanding it back into those targets. You can see she's picking up even more cards for her bonus there. Oh, and the bonus is an X. And it's like bonus X. Is that the joke? Is that obvious to everyone else? All right, going through the unlit in lane. So no bonus added there. But return to the flipper. Nope. Nope, no play on that one. All the slap saves in the world wasn't going to dig that one out. All right, Jake has some work to do here. I believe this is set to 3-ball. It might be set to 5. Some of the games on this side of the floor are. Okay, nice dead pass to the left flipper. Couldn't find the spinner. Another trap up and right through to add bonus through the gate there and get another chance at those in lanes. Did not like the spinner. But we are wandering around to more points. All right, so the saucer on the left, he's just about got a straight built there. I'll be darned. Nice nudge, keeps it out of the out lane on the right. And we're trapped up with control again. Finds an ace. The drop target just to the right of the spinner is where the aces are to be found. And they're, of course, the most dangerous spot in there. So he pulls in some bonus, not as much as he would have liked to see there. Well, let's see what Ditto's got, what Fireworks Ditto has for us here. Just messing around with those. Whew. Beautiful little save. Trap up on the left, take a look around for a second, catch your breath, and just finds it. Perfect shot over to the right gate, and a little kick out there, sends it back through the upper rollovers. Ooh, I almost lost control there, but we're back, picking up more cards. Once again, a backhand to that right gate. Okay, picking up a little extra love from those bumpers. That's 2 bonus increases on that right in lane. Oh, finds another card. And that shot is really paying off for Ditto. He's finding it very cleanly. Another piece of bonus added there. I just wish whoever had set up that score camera had shown the 4th player score. Okay, so now that upper gate, both lights are lit, which I believe means an extra ball is the second one. Now, we don't flip at our extra balls here, but with an EM like this, you could roll over the top, you could smack some bumpers around a little bit, you could even go through that spinner. Lots of stuff can happen. And that was indeed enough. Ditto pulls out the win. Nice job, sir. And a little crabby victory dance for the crowd. And we'll just see what we're waiting for. Okay, looks like Hot Hand Ali and Flash have all finished. Roadshow, Paragon, and Firepower 2. So we are, no surprise, waiting on a Godzilla game with very talented Michael Veers, Christy Spears, and Uriah. So that's for sure going to be a long game, still going strong over there. And it looks like that will wrap up round 4 when we've concluded that. And we'll see where we move the rig to next. Yes, Ditto for the win. All right, well, you can click the match play link higher up on our chat, or the pinned link I have here is for the Project Pinball website. They'll be accepting donations. And again, we're sending a Pokemon pinball machine to the great Scottish Rite Children's Hospital in Dallas, Texas. We're getting warm down there in Dallas, Texas, so it'll be nice that the kids will have something to do inside in the air conditioning. All right, looks like our finals are starting to shake up. Ditto was already at 19 points without that win. This will put him up to 26 points, which will very decisively be in the top 8. Matt Walton currently in the lead with 28 points, and Adam Jones with 24, and then kind of a pile up at third, both Justin, Gary, and Sonny with 22 points. So this will be sure to be a hotly contested round 5. Take a look at the groups that we get, see if we can find a particularly spicy and impactful game to finish out our qualifying play stream, and then of course we'll be back for the finals once they're drawn. Looks like that Godzilla game has wrapped up, so I'm not entirely sure what we're waiting on for round 5. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get ready to move the rig, so I'll see you all on the flip. and we are moving over to the great Muhammad Ali pinball machine. This is a 1980 Stern, the old school Stern from the back in the day. Solid state, of course. Got a nice view of the playfield as well as some gorgeous playfield art as well. Comes Joe Emery, thinks he's player 2. I can double check that if he's going to. Yes, you are, Joe Emery. Big fan club. Big fan club for Joe Emery, of course, as you'd expect. Sometimes when you play Ali, you feel like you're getting punched in the face. It's thematic. Joe really needs this game to go his way. He is currently in 8th place, so good shot at the finals, but he's going to need to have a slightly better showing than that. All right, and then we have Christy Berta selling up to You bet. And here comes Nick Alden, 4th player on our Ali game. Good weight, good patience there for Nick. Oh, tries to pop it out of that left out lane, but it is greedy. We now have that was a low scoring ball, but it was the highest scoring we've seen so far. All right, and here comes Aaron German ready to take another swing at the greatest. Ali, the first order of business are the drop targets in the top left. Upper 3 drops. Yes, that's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Those top 3 drops give you the bonus multipliers. And so that's really the first order of business. If you're playing a casual game, after a little while, the little horseshoe up there will give you I believe it will be lit for an extra ball. So you can see Aaron's trying to drill those drop targets, and he now has one section down. After you do enough good stuff on this game, there's another saucer up there. The saucers up there are spelling Ali, and when you collect all of those, you get some, I don't know, I think it's like 5,000 points, and then you go through a round where they're worth 10,000 points for completing them. Also, that right saucer increases value as you complete things. Oh, great shot. So that is his 3rd drop target completion of that top 3 bank. Drop targets on the left are also valuable, but it's a dangerous little sweep. Also, when you start doing too well, it'll just start flashing at you. Yes, good observation. So your progress on those top 3 drop targets save from ball to ball, which of course can be altered for difficulty, but Ali is such a vicious game already. We have it set up pretty friendly on Cubs. Here it comes. All right, here comes fan favorite Joe Emery trying to redeem himself on ball 2. All right, finds the A and finds the I, so that's a completion there. Joe's liking what he's seeing there. Nice feed to the left flipper, good patience. Looking for those left upper left drop targets again. Quick little backhand for the middle one, and that's another complete row. Couldn't find it. And somehow manages to salvage bonus after that vicious, vicious hit to the game. He doesn't know his own strength. Just look at the flex. All right, and Christie's back up. Nice quick save, and we're back through the spinner and the horseshoe in the back. All right. Making a lot of these pop bumpers. Woo. Great read. And a backhand back up towards those drop targets. And the greedy left out lane strikes again. Christie showing her appreciation for that one. All right. No lane change for those upper saucers, of course, so if you want to spell Ali, you've got to hit all three of them. Somehow figure out the plunges into those. Oh, just about finds that upper saucer. All right, nope. Nick's ambitious live catch rolls over the center, and it's back out the left. Aaron stepping up for ball three. Feeling a little confidence here. A little spring in his step. And he finds the catch and a nice little horseshoe spinner there. So he's completed those drop targets as much as he needs to for the multipliers, I believe. So now's the time to find some other targets on the board, or, once again, we see the left out lane just gobbling him up there. Earned an extra ball, so no flips at it, but pop bumpers are certainly helping him out. Giving it a little nudge on the way home. Not bad at all. So we got to 408,000. Joe knows he's got some work to do. Playing for his tournament life, as he aptly observes. Well, the question of whether we'll see Joe Emery in the finals is about to be decided. All right, backhands to that middle target. And right through the greatest. Perfect nudge there, and is rewarded for his valor with a drain out the right. So we're not going to see a victory. But a second place might still be in the cards here, depending on what Christie and... What's that? Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, I'm joining the stream here.
All
Eric,
right.
I got a question for you.
Yeah, go right
Oh, yeah.
ahead. I don't know what to. Hey, actually, I think we're done with this because we're not looking at that anymore. So.
I started the night on Ali, and first time on it. What the heck am I supposed to do on this machine?
Well, it's funny. That's been a little conversation piece.
Yeah?
So the upper 3 drop targets there, that's your multiplier.
The playfield?
So
or
completing the bonus multiplier. So
Okay.
completing those 3 once, twice, 3 times to get those multipliers up, that is your first order of business.
Okay.
Now, when you're playing casually, you'll see this horseshoe will light up for extra ball after you complete them, I think after the second time. So you want to pick that up. After that, this right orbit here, not really an orbit, it's sort of a dead end into a saucer, that's going to be lit for a lot of points there.
Okay.
So that then becomes your second order shot. The Ali saucers up top can be worth points, and you will continue to build them from ball to ball. But you can't do lane change, as you'd expect from a modern machine, of course. So you actually have to get them into all 3 of those saucers.
Interesting.
Based on your plunging.
Right, so you can't move it around with your flippers.
You can't move the lights
gotta
around with your
nail
flippers,
it.
which, when you started playing pinball in my era, mid-90s, I was so used to every time I hit the flippers, the lights are going to move around, and I can just direct things in,
Yeah.
attack from Mars, skill shot, it just has to be on the one lit one, and I can affect which one. So when I went back in time into these 80s machines, I was amazed at how little control I had over the board state. I was just spoiled, used to this way that you could alter the way things were going.
It's funny that you get used to that feature, and to you, that's pinball.
Yeah, absolutely. Changing lanes was just a natural thing. And then, boy, you take that away from me, and I'm like, oh, no, I have to actually shoot it in various places.
I got to nail it.
I know.
It's like a real skill shot.
It's like an actual skill, especially as you're spelling ALI. That's a valuable thing to get that spelled. So.
Absolutely.
Well, it looks like we're wrapping up our final round, and we're starting to get a sense of who we're going to be seeing in the finals, who the top 8 is going to emerge to be here.
Yeah, how are we looking on the
well,
finals
so
here?
we have Michael and Gary have both finished their game and are well seated in the top. Matt Walton's going to pick up more points on top of that 28, so he's almost guaranteed a berth there.
Yeah.
Joe just barely picked up 5 points for his second place, and you can see from that fourth player score how close that was.
Wow,
130 to 134. So he kept his tournament hopes, his finals hopes alive. So he'll pop into 25 and be tied with Jack and Mason and Mel. So that'll be a 4-way tie. We may be forced into a tiebreaker at that point.
Wow.
So who knows? Justin, Sonny, any of those can start picking up spots in the top 5 or top 4, which means we may have 4 people playing for 2 spots, 4 people playing for 1 spot. So for sure, this is going to be exciting. All of them will want to keep that alive.
Absolutely. And Justin and Sonny are already through their matches?
They're not. Well, let me see if I can refresh here. So, no, we don't know what's going to happen with Justin and Sonny.
Okay.
So they're going to start moving these 25s down, quite possibly. And then Nick is also in position to be a little bit of a spoiler. Casey has to win. If Casey gets first, he'll then be part of this 25-point tie as well, which will just make that even more interesting.
Even more exciting.
Yeah,
Do you have
how much
rules already in place for a tiebreaker?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think there is still a way to pick highest seed among these. Match play provides a way that whoever got more first, that sort of thing. So then that person will have the option to pick the machine that the tiebreaker takes place on. Or they can defer and say, I'd rather be 4th player of whatever the next person wants to pick. So they can decide, I'd rather take player order and I'll play whatever the other person. So there's a little bit of strategy.
Flip.
Yeah.
Like, do you get the ball or do you receive
Do you get the ball or would you elect to receive and say, look, I can handle any game. I'd rather be 4th player and be in the driver's seat on that.
Yeah. That'll be interesting.
We'll see what the players decide to decide, and then see how many spots they're playing for and how many people are playing for them.
Absolutely.
I was at a pinball once at Ground Control in Portland, and I believe Joe was part of this tiebreaker, and it was something like a 7-person tiebreaker for 2 spots. So they all had to play a game of Monster Bash and get either the top score or the second top score. And so they're just sitting there watching them go. And, oh, good, Adam Jones is going to step up to readjust our playfield at least. Take a look.
You guys are probably familiar with him as a commentator, but I just played against him as a pinball opponent. And he whooped my butt on Firepower 2.
Adam
My
Jones knows
goodness.
his way around a pinball table.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He was
So,
teaching me all sorts of things.
I
about
think
Firepower.
for much of your tenure playing pinball in Eugene, he has been taking care of his newborn. He and his lovely wife have
kidding.
had a child about 6 months ago. So he has not been as much of a fixture of league, etc.
That's why I haven't seen him around very
Sure.
much.
So you
Yeah,
see this
yeah.
very friendly, soft-spoken fellow, and then he lets you know that he really is among the pinball elite in Eugene here.
Yes.
And this is his. The Harlem Globetrotters machine is his. As
Beautiful
well
machine,
as
ceramic balls.
Yep, with the power balls in them, of course. And that machine was featured as part of Level Up's lineup when we hosted States here. So that was back in 2025. So that was the 2024 year, the year of playing 2024. January 2025, Level Up hosted States, and Adam donated that machine to be part of the vintage lineup. Yes.
So Level Up, I'm used to. It's like 19-ish machines there. Did they have extra for
the backstage area with those pool tables?
Yeah.
They moved out the pool tables, and we brought in 3 banks of 4 tables each back behind some stanchions. So this was, the general public couldn't approach those tables.
Right.
And so we had a lineup of modern Sterns, including Led Zeppelin, Deadpool, James Bond, and Munsters. And then we had kind of a middle vintage. So that was games like Monster Bash, Stranger Things, and Tomcat F-14, and one other I'm forgetting. And then we had the vintage bank. So that included Harlem Globetrotters 300. That's not about the Spartans. It's actually a bowling simulation game. Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, 300
like
bowling.
perfect bowling
game. That makes
game.
sense.
Yeah, even though we always wanted it to be about the Spartans at Thermopylae.
Yeah.
And a couple other EMs from the community. And so each player had to pick 1 game from each bank. So you were going to play 6 games, 2 from each era. So you had to sort of demonstrate your facility at all the different ones. Oh, and Firepower 2 over there, that was in the vintage bank as well.
Wow.
So you can see they gave out little plaques, and so you can see on a couple of these games the plaque that says this game was featured as part of state finals.
Wow, very
Oh,
cool.
and Roadshow. Roadshow was one of
Roadshow
the
too?
middle period ones as well.
Yeah, what did they consider vintage? Was it based off year or more the way the game plays?
So a lot of times it is based on the way the game plays. So a lot of times you'll see, if someone has Pulp Fiction or Bond 60th, they'll put that in the vintage era because
those
they're
are
played to
similar
emulate
that
those.
way.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you don't have ramps that feed onto the flipper, if you don't have these, nice shots that behave the way modern ones do, you'll put that in there. Pabst Can Crusher is a favorite for putting in the vintage bank,
Right.
even though it
Well,
is a newer machine.
And you mentioned Stranger Things, and it
Yes.
was in the same bank with like Monster Bash.
It was
and
in the
some
middle,
older
but yeah.
machines.
So it
'Cause
was
they
a
do
quick,
that,
it was a
right?
quick substitution for a Mars Attack. So
Yes,
the Mars Attacks
exactly.
wasn't working, and it's like, well, this one looks very much like
got a
Attack from Mars.
Demogorgon.
Even though it's a modern Stern, it still had that fan layout, the classic ramp, orbit, and
Yeah.
big bash toy in the middle. So that was a good one. So let's see if we're wrapping up here.
Yeah, we gotta
See
be
if
getting close
everything's
here.
in. Yeah, we're coming down to 8:41. So people are about to find that Okay, so currently we have a game with Matt Walton, Casey, and Dan. And okay, so this is a Godzilla game. Matt Walton is guaranteed a spot in the finals regardless. But Casey Schutz will need to get first if he wants to be part of this tiebreaker. So if you look, Matt could lose this game and he would still be with 29 points. With 28 points, he would have 29, no problem. He would be part of the finals. Gentlemen, see you later. 7-way tiebreaker
Could be
is what
happening.
it's starting to look like.
Mason, are you part of that?
Is Casey leading that Godzilla game? Casey is leading the Godzilla game. Okay, so Casey could be part of the 25-point tiebreaker that we'll be setting up.
Yeah, we could have a very large tiebreaker here, which, from my experience so far, and by the way, everyone listening, you don't know me, but I'm very new to pinball. I'm
great to have you on the
a
mic.
noob. Sorry, quick pause here.
And they're going to do
way.
Paragon?
Paragon? Hell yeah.
I don't think the rig will fit around Paragon.
Yeah,
which means we're
going to
have some dead air. But you know what? Don't let me discourage you. Move the rig around Paragon and do your best. Yeah. You know what? If you had a wrench hand, you could take that cup holder off.
I was going to say, all we need is a wrench here. We can
Yep.
extend this out a little bit. Well, not only
right.
the wrench to get the cup off, but we
That's
can
right.
make the 80-20 here go
That's
a little
right.
wider.
Yeah, if the cup holder just pops off, you might be able to squeeze it around there. All right, hang on. I want to see if this is possible or not.
That's exciting. Are we still live, Eric? Okay, cool. Okay, Eric's getting up here, guys. I'm going to pop in here for Eric. Hey, everyone. I am Fraser Sanderson. You probably don't know me. I'm new to the pinball scene. They're setting up the live stream right now for a crazy tiebreaker. Might be 7 people. Wild. And you could choose any machine for this tiebreaker, right? But we're going to choose Paragon. Okay. Okay, Paragon. Here we go. This game is wider than our filming rig. It's older than me. Probably older than you, too. But here we go. 7 players, 1 machine.
A little fun lesson about the rig.
Yeah.
We need something like this. See the transmitter up there?
Oh, you got to get the transmitters line? We got some... Eric's learning me up on some telemetry type knowledge. It's quite the rig they got over here. It's a bunch of 80-20 put together. It looks like 1 inch by 1 inch. Just a straight up like U-frame. And then multiple cameras, multiple microphones to make this thing work. Very impressive rig, actually. And I'm looking at Eric right now. Actually, you are as well. Look at this beautiful jacket he's wearing. See this? It's like a master's jacket, which is, I mean, perfect time for it. Look at those beautiful flipper lapels. Wow, what a jacket. Thank you everyone who's watching the stream tonight. Such an awesome cause, if you guys aren't aware, but those who are, you know, like such a great cause. Thank you, Genoa, for throwing this on. Such a cool event. And man, the Eugene pinball scene is wild. Oh, I'll move my mic closer potentially. But yeah, the Eugene pinball scene is wild. Everyone is so kind here, so inviting. It's a really fun group. We got Eric come back. We got Justin Medina over here playing Paragon. Absolute legend around the Eugene pinball community. Oh, you just got the ball trapped. That is rough. I think he's thinking about a way out of this. Let's see what he does. He's saying, Aaron, can you believe this shit I got to deal with? Yeah, there you go. And it's drained. Here we got Aaron, 3rd place finisher in the Eugene Emerald City Pinball League. Absolute unit last season. This dude shows up, no headphones, no like guide on how to beat the machine. He just shows up and plays pinball and crushes it. Let's watch him. there. And, same thing that happened to Justin. Just happened to Aaron again. Okay, now we got Joe up here. Another legend around the Eugene pinball community.
I call that missing every shot for 5 seconds.
Outlane and out, unfortunately. Pretty good crew here again in this final matchup on Paragon. Looks like we got Justin, Aaron, and Joe for that final pairing. Thought I heard something about seven people facing off, but I'm just seeing 3. Just barely. That one just barely got away from him. Went right down the middle. Seen that a lot from Paragon. I guess we got the rig around it, clearly. Because we're watching it right now. Looks like it might be a little offset. For those watching wondering why it's not perfect. This girl's wide. She's a wide machine. You never played her. Good night, guys. Uriah, Chrissy. Good night, guys. That's Uriah and Chrissy heading out.
All right, so our finals are shaping up. There we go.
Did we, is this the tiebreaker going on right now in Paragon?
No, they're just screwing around.
Okay.
They're just screwing around because we don't know yet whether Casey Shoots is going to be a part of that. So that Godzilla game is still ongoing.
No kidding.
Casey is currently in the lead. So if he wins the Godzilla game, he will be the 7th person with 25 points, of which 3 will advance to the finals. So 25 points over 5 rounds, that means you averaged a second throughout your play. And you got to feel pretty good about that result, except now you still have to go up against 6 of the greatest pinball players in Eugene and try to secure one of the 3 spots. Absolutely.
Wow.
So,
do we have a sense of who that list of 7 will be at this point?
Absolutely. So we have, for sure, as part of this tie, we have Mel Martin, Joe Emery, former Eugene Pinball League champion Aaron German, Mason Kaiser, Justin Medina, and Jack Torrance have already made that cut. So that is 6 of the players with 25.
Justin and
again,
Jack.
if Casey, Justin and Jack, so again, if Casey takes the Godzilla game, then we're underway with that tiebreaker.
That's exciting. Because
It
that's
really
a
is.
very good
It really
group.
is.
of
That is a
Wow.
tough group to emerge in the top half of, but that's what you got to do if you want to keep playing pinball tonight.
Absolutely.
So
And we don't know what machine yet, right?
Oh no, it's Paragon. We're going to do Paragon.
will be Paragon,
We
okay.
are doing the tiebreaker on
Okay.
Paragon. That's what I was told, and that's why I stretched the boundaries, the parameters of my aluminum rig as far as I could so that we could fit it around this wide body monstrosity. So let's talk a little bit about the rule set of Paragon before we get started.
Yes.
If we can make ourselves heard over the aggressive play style of Justin Medina. So the designers of Paragon put the 2 most interesting features on the left and they're going to be shot at from the double flippers over on the right, which are, of course, hard to trap up on. If you try and trap up on the lower flipper, you will scissor yourself, as we call it, when you go between the two.
Yeah, I
the
do
two
that a
active
lot
flippers.
these
Yeah,
days.
very
I
easy to
scissor
do
it
when
all
you're
the time.
not used to this vintage of pinball machine. It's very easy to get too active there.
Yeah.
So you can see above the short upper flipper, you have inline drop targets. And those, just like on Harlem Globetrotters, those advance the bonus multipliers. But the first two are just points. So you have to get back to the third and fourth inline drop in order to get 2x and 3x bonus, respectively.
Interesting.
And then, to the right of those inline drops, you see a little sort of candy cane spinner there. So that's with the 5 circles. So every 5 spins, you'll advance your bonus multiplier on that. Uh-oh, looks like we have...
Interesting.
Oh, we are live but unstable. Looks like we've frozen up over here.
Oh, okay. I've noticed about... Yeah, and maybe we need to reconnect
Yeah.
first.
We may just have...
So this is our live, right? And then this is like what's going out on the screen.
Yep. Oh, wait, but that's
Okay.
all capturing. This is frozen up. Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, our live cam may have frozen up. So I was curious about this earlier when I was playing
Sure.
Paragon because I have
Sure.
not played it very much.
Uh-huh.
I'm the noob, which is actually perfect probably for
Sure.
this
Great.
conversation. These two like drop things.
Yep.
Do you
Two
just hit them
saucers.
as much as you can, or do you?
The two
have to-
saucers up there?
Yeah, like
Yep.
saucers. Yes.
So they're two very different ones. So the saucer on the left grants you points, and those points increase the more you hit it. Saucer on the right, you don't get any points, but you start spelling Paragon, and if you manage to spell Paragon, then that's worth a whole lot of points.
Ah. And there's probably other ways to spell Paragon, right? Like
No,
lots
that
of
is
things written?
absolutely it.
That's the only way
absolutely it.
on the
Yep,
right
so
side?
you have to shoot that 7 times
Okay.
in order to get the reward there.
So I was watching Michael Varys play this earlier. He's one of the better players in Eugene, and every time it dropped in that right saucer, as you called it, he was nudging it, trying to get it like up,
Trying
Yeah,
to get it to go out and back in.
Yes.
And that's a
and he succeeded a few times.
and that is definitely worth it. Although that can be a very a very dangerous nudge to do. But if you can get it, boy, getting double, triple credit for every saucer shot, that's exactly the way to do it.
Right,
For sure.
right.
For sure.
And I mean, the ball's up in that upper play field. That's a good time to take a
Sure,
little
might as
bit
well
of
take
risk.
a little risk. So then you can see Casey getting it on the left saucer. He advanced it from 2 to 4, whatever it is up there. And then on the right saucer, he just got his R.
Nice, good control there.
Yep, found some drop targets. Those inline drops, they're a dangerous shot, but they're just the shot you want. And he manages to avoid scissoring himself. So now we'd like to see some spinner rips right next to it to actually advance that bonus. He's done a nice job multiplying his bonus, but he needs something to multiply. So the designers in their wisdom put both interesting shots on the left where it's very hard to trap up. Spelling Paragon lights the saucer for special. That's right. So if you spell Paragon and get it one more time back in that saucer, then you get a free game. Although we have it set here for 50,000, which is a pretty good payday. So here's
What's
Mel
a good
again.
score here on this machine?
For me, anytime I get to see that 6th digit, if I break 100,000, I'm feeling great about that.
Right?
So, I was the last
100K.
time I played this competitively, which was I don't remember which tournament that was here. I managed to put up 150,000 and felt pretty good. And then your friend and mine, Will Rubley, put up a 430,000 and just decided to absolutely put on a show. So if we see
Yeah.
scores like that, we'll know someone really came to play Paragon.
Yeah, it's a what do they call that? A floating average or a
Yep.
float? Yeah,
Yep.
right. It's
Yep.
like
It's
great
a
on
very
curve.
high variance type game.
Yeah,
So absolutely,
big time.
absolutely. Okay, Jack keeping it
Yeah,
alive.
we
Nice
got Jack
control
in here.
there.
Jack's part of that group, I think you mentioned, right? For the
Yep. Oh yeah, I
tiebreaker.
think we're
Yeah.
looking at the tiebreaker now.
Nice.
So this
Yeah,
is,
everyone's warming up.
Yep. Starting to find their shots. Okay, and then we're over into the Beast's Lair. Unfortunately, we're zoomed in, so we can't actually see that left that left part of the playfield where we have the Beast's Lair, where you knock around in a pop bumper, and sometimes it pops it back onto the left, and sometimes it does not.
I'm not seeing that Beast Lair. You're saying it's
So
on the
there's a
left
pop
side?
bumper right there, right to the left of that slingshot, and
now I see it.
we're zoomed into standard pinball width, so this wide body is is bleeding over onto either side.
She's thick.
But yeah, when you go into it, instead of just a regular out lane on the left, you have to knock around with a pop bumper, which can sometimes, again, put it right on the flipper or not. Yeah, you're not allowed to listen, and you're not allowed to read chat. All right, so it is last call here at Cups, except, of course, for our finalists, who are looking forward to another grueling amount of pinball. Casey and I are joking around that it is not allowed. He's not allowed to go look at the chat on Twitch. Any of that commentary might be construed as coaching.
That makes sense.
What's going on with this frozen display? Oh, I'm over
Yeah,
here.
completely frozen.
There it is. And it looks like it's just the screen. Huh.
I was curious earlier tonight, and maybe this is a good general question that for all tournaments, but like, how do they determine which games don't make the cut to play with versus?
Oh, that's up
make
to the
cut?
TD. That's totally up to the TD.
So
yeah.
I would imagine sometimes it's like there's technical issues
Of
with
course.
this one,
Of
and then
course,
other
so-
times there's like recurring issues where
Sure.
they're like, we can't implement that
Sure.
realistically. Yeah, can you tell me more about that?
So yeah, for sure. In this case, because we were running this fundraiser and we had people coming in for just to come in and help fundraise, we made sure we had some machines available for them. So we restricted. So I think the far ones down there, Pulp Fiction, Guardians of the Galaxy, Centaur, and then the two vintage ones on our vintage bank, which were Little Chief and Flip Flop, I believe.
So that was more about location.
Absolutely.
Where they are.
Absolutely,
on
it
the
made it
floor.
easy for them to see either side of it.
That makes sense. Okay.
I'm gonna grab Joe and see if he can troubleshoot our display issues. He may not want to do that right now, but I'll see if I can twist his arm.
Sure. Okay, guys, we're gonna just try to. Our screen on the right is completely blank, so we're gonna try to figure that out. 1 second.
Yeah, I'll see if I can manage it. It's frozen here. Looks good in here. Let's maybe. Oh, yeah, it's really frozen.
Yeah, Reno tells me I'm working too hard. Much.
So who do we have on this grouping here
So, pretty
on
good.
Sinbad?
Pretty good group here for Sinbad. We've got Matt Walton, Adam Jones, Ditto, and Casey Schutz.
Damn.
So this is a murderer's row.
Wait, who was the fourth? I missed that.
Ditto.
Wait,
Sorry,
then I
Casey.
must have missed someone.
Casey.
Casey. Okay. I was like, I only heard wait, who is number 2 then? Aaron.
Adam.
Adam, that's it. Okay.
So then meanwhile on Little Chief we have Michael Veers, Gary, Joe, and Aaron. So
Wow. How does this work for choosing the game? Is it completely random?
No. So top seed people got to veto games. So it's random after the higher seeds get to decide, here are games I don't want to see during these semis.
So 4 vetoes.
So top seed got 3 vetoes. So both Michael and Matt got 3 vetoes. And then second seeds, Adam and Gary, each got 2. And then third seed got 1.
That makes sense. Okay. And so here we are on Sinbad.
So here we are in Sinbad, owned by our lost companion, Corey Anderson. Couldn't be here today, but this is his machine. It's a Gottlieb System 1, so it's been upgraded so that there's a skill shot and there's some ball save, which were not stock back in the 70s, or I think this is probably early 80s, but fans have upgraded the chips to add those modern features. So any Gottlieb Season 1, that includes Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Charlie's Angels, Torch over at Blair Alley, all of those you can upgrade with these new chips that give you some more modern features.
Interesting.
So you can see as Adam steps up here, there's a flashing light on the top right in lane.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
see
his
that.
skill shot. He can't move it, but because we have the modern upgrade, we can, and he finds it. He finds it. So that's a quick 10,000 points, which if you look at these scores, it's nothing to sneeze at. So this game is very interesting design. The 2 sets of double flippers means the danger of scissoring yourself is omnipresent. Bonus multipliers are given by the different banks of drop targets. So on the far left, we have a single drop target, basically between the spinner and the left orbit. And Adam got that. And then there's 2 drop targets between the 2 spinners, 3 drop targets to the right of that, and finally 4 drop targets in a bank down there. So to get 2x bonus, you just need to hit the 1 drop target to the left. To get 3x bonus, you need to hit that and then the 2 drop targets to the left of the spinner. To get 4x bonus, you need to do that, and the blue stars to the right of the center spinner. And then finally, if you've accomplished all that in a single ball, you can now start looking for those red drop targets in the top upper left of the playfield. And finally, getting all of those will give you 5x bonus and the admiration of your peers. Look at that bounce out. Perfect
Wow.
on the left. And
Oh my God. I'm looking at the wrong screen over here because my goodness.
Yep.
Drama.
All right, so ball 2. Ditto stepping up with not much the first ball there, but... And again,
So-
skill shot has now shown up in the 3rd row in the blue there. Also worth noting, when you complete a bank of drop targets, that in-lane, the corresponding colored in-lane on the top lights for bonus points. And the harder the bank you complete, the more lucrative those in-lanes are.
I
So you can see the red in-lane on the left here. That, if you were to complete all 4 drop targets, that would light for 5,000 points and a free game.
Okay. Now it makes sense because I was wondering, you want to just go for that, but
Why
it's
would
kind of
you?
high risk.
You got it. Yep. It's more high risk and it's more high reward. Whereas just this single yellow drop target, right between the 2 orbits, basically the rollover orbit, that lights the far right yellow for 1,000 points. Great. 1,000 points. Nothing wrong with 1,000 points in this game. Okay. Shakes it into the skill shot and then bounce right down the middle. All right. Adam Jones steps up, player 3 here.
Adam Jones. Adam who? Adam Jones. Here we go.
Mainstream 2.0 should be the best.
Right down the middle.
Yep.
Pretty early on.
Yep.
Unexpected from a player like Adam.
Still a very good score for his
Is that
first
right?
2 balls. Yeah.
Yeah, what are we at
Sitting-
here,
he's sitting there with
player-wise?
95.
Okay. 95 for Adam. And
Matt's
we got
coming in
player
with
4
29.
playing right now. Oh, a short ball from Matt Walton.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
Yeah. That's right. Plunge is key on this one. Lot to deal with the plunge.
Why is the plunge so key here?
So any of these feeds can be trouble, but the far left can be really bad. So if you over plunge it into that left orbit over those rollovers, it can come rocketing down the middle and you have never touched the ball.
Gotcha.
So Ditto finds control. Quick little flick up there. Just the tip. Perfect. Almost
Yes,
scissors himself. Captures up.
Great catch.
Take a
there.
breath. Oh, didn't have the pass that he wanted there. So he ends the match with 37,000.
And this must be Darren? Not familiar.
Casey?
Casey.
Casey shoots.
Okay, Casey.
All right, tough feed, but he gets it back on the flipper. Oh, couldn't keep it out of that left out lane. So 74, putting him in second place now. Adam has a lead, but knows he wants to get as much distance between him and Matt Walton as he can.
I've been curious about Aaron's shirt tonight. I know it's a small issue, but is this like a pure Godzilla shirt, or is this a joke?
Yeah, so this is the Godzilla character. If you remember from playing the Godzilla pinball, if you have the ball save, you get to watch Manila wrestle with this creature, and then Papa Godzilla says, get back in the fight, etc. So this was a shirt I got Adam Jones when his son was born, and I of course got his son a small teeny T-shirt that had Manila, the son, Godzilla's son, on it. So something
that's
of an
really
inside,
cute.
something of an insider joke for pinball players. Okay, Matt's got a ways to go. Feed right through the spinner. Okay, bringing it back upstairs with the rollovers.
What's he going for right now?
It's got to be going for drop targets to get those bonus multipliers up. So the
Okay.
leftmost drop target first.
Ooh.
Oh, finds it. Double slap save. And there it is. So there's both the bank 1 and bank 2 are down, so he has 3x bonus multiplier. And so notice those 2 lights up top, the 2 in lanes, because he's knocked down those corresponding sets of drop targets. Here come the red drop targets, looking for 4x bonus. Couldn't find the dead pass back. But solid work for second. So overtakes Casey's 74. And yeah, the far right red drop or blue drop there is the one that just doesn't seem to want to go down, and what would have given him 4x bonus.
I see.
Okay, we're on to Guardians. That'd be great. So, here's why I have you rotate this 90 degrees, and then
Yeah.
when I get down to Guardians, I'll rotate my end 90 degrees.
Sounds good. looking fresh as everyone else. Looks like they're setting up on Guardians of the Galaxy. I did not think this one was in the tournament, so 1 sec, please. We'll be right back, folks.
Yes, because we had normies wanting to play it, so we let the normies play it. But now they're gone. So it's back. Now it's back. Guess who's back? And nobody's practiced it, so it's an interesting pick. An interesting pick. Not up there, you're not. Bathrooms are closed, so. I don't know, you better try and figure something out, but don't tell me about it. Come back through here. Yes, you can do. Sometimes even a blind squirrel finds a nut. Now, why can't... We're back for a little bit.
Are we live?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Go ahead and mic up.
Sweet.
Yep. We are. But no reading chat, because we don't want any coaching.
No, of course not.
Of course not.
I need some help. How do I play Guardians? This is set up slightly interesting with the virtual locks. So a lot of times people will pick that Yaka arrow mode.
Yep.
Because you can feed Groot right away, and it's going to lock that ball physically and feed the pops.
And then you get to plunge around, and you get a little extra something there.
But now you're seeing, okay, there's now we got back-to-back players that picked Antiquities.
Yep.
Which you probably wouldn't see on physical locks. So yeah,
Nope.
it leads to a more challenging game and a little more variety on that ball one mode pick.
It absolutely is, and you can't. It's fair around because you can't steal locks, or in the sense that if I lock two, then you're doing virtual locks, and I got to play Yaka's arrow in that optimized way, basically.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. It's a situation where you've got. It's the same for everybody.
Yep. Everyone's doing the same thing. The ball they're playing is staying in play. They don't get extra plunges. So player order, well, it still has the same psychological impact as it always does. It doesn't actually have...
This Adam Jones, player 3 here. He won that first game, and great player, arguably the best player in Eugene. He's taking some time off as him and his wife raise their newborn.
Yes, and I mentioned this already, but I bought him that shirt as a present, and you will never guess that I bought his newborn a Baby Godzilla shirt for the two of them to coordinate with.
That's amazing.
Tell us about the format for the finals. Is it
Sure.
3-2-1-0?
Scoring is 4-2-1-0.
4-2-1-0.
Yep.
So getting first gives you a little extra bonus point
Get a
there.
bonus point.
This is a non-linear. You'd rather have a first and a third than 2 seconds in this format.
Yes, you would. And, most major tournaments do 4-2-1-0.
Yep.
And I've been running Emerald City Pinball League for a long time, running tournaments, and toyed around with a bunch of different scoring options, and it just feels like 4-2-1-0. Like, I finally get it. After almost 10 years of running events,
right.
I used to poo-poo it, but now
Yep.
I get it.
No, I think it does add a little. You don't just coast to second and play safely. You've got to be taking big swings all the time, and so we just see more risky plays, more exciting play.
Well, yeah, and it gives the players that aren't in first a little more of a path forward. So
Absolutely.
I'm up. I
Absolutely.
better get
All
over
right.
there.
Good luck. Have fun, Mr. Walton. We'll see you on the flip side. Okay, so that was Matt Walton stepping up to the plate here. All right, Matt getting some work done on Yaka there. Turns a bad feed into a pass over to the left. Now we're trapped up on the right. Taking a look around. Post pass. And captured back up. Post pass again. All right, another hit on Groot. Okay, and we got ourselves a multi-ball. All right, Fraser's back with us.
I'm back. Well, getting the headset on. So what? I'm confused.
Go ahead.
as I'm sure most are.
Go ahead.
What's the final setup here?
So the final setup is 3 games, 2 fast games, 1 longer playing game. So after the players register their vetoes, the games are then randomly selected from 2 separate pools of games, one of which are the fast playing games, which if I had to guess, extend along this row from Little Chief to Ali, rounding the corner probably to Harlem Globetrotters. I think Harlem Globetrotters counts as a fast player. And then when we get to Roadshow Whirlwind on up will be what we call a longer playing game. It's just going to take a little longer for people. So we're going to play a fast game, a slow game, and then a fast game that is randomly chosen among those games which survived the cull of the vetoes that the top seeds got to request.
I see.
So that gives you definitely want a higher seeding so that you can veto a game that you really don't want to play. I've had it with Paragon. I've had enough Paragon in my life, but you're still somewhat at the mercy of chance. So unlike other finals formats where players get to pick their games of choice, typically a lot of them will gravitate towards long playing games which means we're just here for a longer time. So this forces us to play 2 quick games and still gives some advantage to the higher seeding. So it does make it more desirable to finish, second versus sixth in the main qualifying. So this is a nice system that Matt's used for a lot of the Cups tournaments, and it does speed play along. Our first Cups tournament, he and I ended up tying on Aztec was the last game, and then we had to play a tiebreaker for the whole match. We were tied for first and second, and we got to play it over on Centaur, which had just showed up that week. So it was a nice, exciting finish. So as Matt mentioned when he was sitting here, the scoring is 4-2-1-0. So that gives you an extra bonus point for first place. So first place scores 4 points, second 2, third first, and then the fourth place is.
That's actually massive in terms of a scoring difference. That's essentially exponential.
That's
scoring.
an exponential scoring, and it's gonna make players who maybe are in third, and if they play conservatively, they could get to second. They might start swinging for the fences. They might start realizing, okay, it's first or nothing. So I've got to start taking the high risk, high reward shots. It should mean more exciting pinball for us to watch.
Yeah, if it's exponential scoring, there's no point in.
Yep, no point in playing it safe. So, as I mentioned to Matt, you would rather have a first and a third than 2 seconds.
Right.
So you'd rather play that high variance ball and say, I know I'm gonna give up some shots, but. Howdy from Phoenix, Arizona. How's the weather in Phoenix, Arizona, Astro Pinball?
Oh, let me guess. It's hot.
If I had to guess, that might be my guess, yeah.
Well, so far, how many vetoes do we have? Are the vetoes already in?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They ran through them. I don't remember.
Okay.
I was too busy
I'm a little
scrambling
curious
around.
as a
so,
viewer, just to be like, what did Michael
what aren't we gonna
or
see?
Matt
Yeah, what did
veto,
Michael or
right?
Matt decide we don't want to play? We're not going to play.
What are they afraid of? How do I haunt their dreams?
Okay.
That's what
That's
I
a good to
wanna
know. This is good. Yeah, you might want to watch the. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Yeah, you might want to watch the replay and see what we didn't see in terms of the games that they would rather not play. All right, so Matt very happy with that ball, and then we'll see how
Ditto
ball
at
3 goes.
At the controls here, Ditto,
That's right.
local legend.
Indeed. Every time someone often when I'm out and about, and people see that I have tattoos and or a pinball shirt, I'll be asked if I know Ditto Depew. The man is a local celebrity here in Eugene.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you play pinball. You must know Ditto.
You must know Ditto.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can't tell you how many times a pinball shirt has led to a conversation about Ditto Depew.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fortunately, our equipment has been back up. Our faithful little laptop continues to chug along.
So we got Guardians of the Galaxy here. Is he in a mode already?
It looks like he's picking a mode as we speak.
Okay.
And it looks like he picked Antiquities. And he's got a lock. Oh, couldn't pass it over to the left. It's too ambitious. Okay. Now Casey gets to pick a mode as he goes into ball 2. And this is Yaka Arrow, where you want the pop bumpers. So as Matt was mentioning, if this was set to sort of the defaults, then locking a ball on Groot would allow you to plunge another ball. And that would, get you back to the bumpers. That's where the plunge lands you. But since these are all virtual locks and it just spits it out back on the flipper, the free Yaka Arrow plunges aren't available to it.
So what's your best choice here then, if you're in that situation?
Oh, I'm a lunatic. I always pick the raccoon. In lanes are good And yeah, so I just picked the raccoon, try to start a multi-ball, and fire away at that crazy kickback.
Yeah, and that raccoon, as you call it,
Mm-hmm.
reminds me a lot of that new Death Eater shot in the
Absolutely.
Harry Potter game.
Very
right?
much.
It's
Very similar. Yep, to that same just left side, and it's just going to punch it right back in your face.
So what's
yeah.
your advice there for someone receiving that fast ball? Do you just do nothing and
Do
let
nothing.
It,
100%
let
do
it
nothing.
hit?
You're not fast enough to fight that raccoon. You just back off and let the ball slow itself down. And if it's going to kick it down the middle, there's nothing you were going to do about that anyway. So no point in looking like you're trying to put up a fight on it. Just
So
let
I'm
it
not
happen.
gonna-
Yeah.
I'm not trying to dead or live catch
Nope.
this ball.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm just going to let it bounce from one flipper to the other and then see where it ends up. Try to trap it up there, and that's my best chance at it. So I'm not sure. Oh, good. Good control there from Adam. He's got lock 3 lit. Oh, speaking of which, there you get to see Rocket Raccoon in action, and now he gets to change modes.
What's he going for here?
There's the raccoon. There's well, he's gonna be a cowboy. Look at this. He shrugs his shoulder. He took my advice. This is the commentator's curse here. He's one away from a multi-ball. Just got to get it back to Groot.
Groot multi-ball, not
Yep.
orb. Okay.
Yep. And there it is.
Groot multi-ball started.
Yep.
He's
So
in
he's going to
mode.
have. Yep. And the other things that score during Rocky are balls going through the in lanes to the flippers or the rollovers at the top that you plunge to. So the ball's coming out around. They're going to score right up there. So that's great for the mode. And then anything that comes in there. But again, you got so many balls. It's going to score you plenty of points.
No add-a-ball going on right now? Or
I don't
is
think
there
so.
one?
I don't
Okay.
know where the add a ball. I think there's the mystery and the scoop might add a ball. All
And
right,
those-
nice double trap. Got good control,
Yep.
and we still have ball save.
Yeah, Aaron is really flowing right now. My
Yep.
goodness.
Yep, lots of things going exactly where he wants them to. Whew. All right, let's see. We've got Groot lit for a jackpot, so he just has to fight his way through traffic and find his way back to the big tree dude. And there it is.
Yep.
Okay, 300,000 jackpot. Lock is lit, so he can crank up the shot multiplier.
Does he have one trapped in Groot right now?
I think so. Nope. I guess not. We're back down to single ball play. His group multi-ball total was about 59. But that was a very productive. He's up to 120. I can't read Walton's score on our screen.
Yeah, hard to see.
Okay, so Walton's sitting at about 134. So Adam still has some work to do to have any chance at first, and then he's got to put as much distance as he can. Matt was clearly in control of the game prior to ball 3 here.
Yeah, Matt and in control are synonymous. these
Absolutely.
days. My goodness.
Absolutely.
This guy's a machine.
All right, so Adam has an extra ball, which is not particularly valuable of all the plunges. Oh, couldn't find it. Okay, so total bonus is 15. That does pull him ahead, but just by a whisker. And then
It is pinball.
plunges
you
the
never
extra
know.
ball. Yep, you're absolutely right. So he's going to collect his bonus again. Maybe be sitting at 140-ish. Yeah, no multiplier, so like I said, he's at about 143. Matt doesn't have to do much. He's got to do something. And he gets ball return, which is probably the nail in the coffin for Adam's hopes for first there.
Yeah, it looked like he intentionally did that just to get the ball saved, some
Sure,
easy points,
and then
right?
pop it back up there.
Yep. Really a true professional here.
Yep,
Getting all the points he can.
he sure is, and finding some ramp combos along the way. Let's see if he can find that scoop. Not sure what he's sighting in here. He finds the orb. Just gives him a nice bonus multiplier. So now he's probably in a situation where as long as he doesn't tilt, this is basically good. So take the danger and walk away.
Yep.
Bonus ought to get him there.
And I bet that was going through his mind there as he chose
Yep.
not to shake
Yeah,
it.
he could have done something heroic,
Yeah.
but 16 million bonus
Yeah, why do
is exactly what he needs. Yep. Oh, but we have a ball 3. I lost track. I couldn't count to 3, so our game's still going.
Yeah.
I thought that was ball 3. This is a long playing game.
Yes, we got Ditto up on ball 1. I'm sorry, ball 3, but player
1, ball 3.
Okay. It's got to be a ball save on that. Yep. Here we are.
Where is my cursor? There it is. Huh. Okay, ball save. We're using Yaka's arrow now. And nice post pass. Back up to the bumpers. Oh, that's a great shot for Yaka's arrow. Lots of pop bumper help there. Looking for that multi-ball. Oh, that's a great score for Yaka, but not able to stack a multi-ball, which is probably that is a fourth for him, indeed.
Those outwings.
Yeah.
So you got to think, like, if you're not Matt Walton here, if you're not on the top of the table, you got to be trying to stack a mode and a multi-ball.
That's
right?
absolutely right. That's absolutely right. So right now you're thinking, depending on how much progress you've made towards the multi-ball, you're thinking, okay, how and what am I going to stack with Groot here? In case he's still got some work to do for his. That's Orb 2. Of course, the game just decides to throw it wherever it wants. Always doing the pessimal thing there. Post pass.
Good catch. Yeah.
Looking for the scoop to max the mode. So looking for the scoop to crank the mode up a little bit, which would have been great going into a multi-ball, but doesn't work out.
For a sec there, I was wondering if the magnet in the middle might have been involved.
I think it was just a brick off the side of the scoop. It popped up off that right side and just took exactly the wrong hop for him.
Gotcha.
All right, so Adam and Matt are virtually tied going into ball 3. They both played their multi-ball, and remember on Guardians you need 4 locks to start your second multi-ball. So it's a bit more effort the second time around, and we still have ball save going, so Adam seems very happy with that.
And has Adam completed 2 or 3 modes? Oh.
Yeah, it looks like he's completed 1 mode and played 3 others. I think that's how the flashing light works.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
Hard to tell.
yeah, so he's currently in Antiquities. So he completed Yaka Arrow. That's what that solid light in the bottom left says.
Okay.
And then finds the scoop. So we get a mystery, which gives him what did it give him, an orb? And now he gets to start another mode. Orb is lit.
Good scoop shot.
Yep, nice trap on the right. So does he backhand the orb? Nope, he's going to.
Too many balls.
Now we get to pick the next mode. We'll see how. There it is. Sling out.
No ball save on that.
Not on that one. So we got a pretty decent chunk of bonus there, 23 million. And so if Matt gets over the top here, Adam and Matt will have clinched it. So it'll be top 2 from this group advance, and a first and a second apiece. We'll give them 6 points apiece. And
I was just about to ask you about advancements. So we have 2 groups of 4 right now.
2 groups of 4. That's right.
And top 2 from each group
Correct.
advances?
Top 2 from each group will advance. Now, some tournaments do this the other way. They say, we're going to take the top 4 point getters. And that can be confusing and frustrating. So if you've got a group where one person gets all the firsts and everyone else kind of splits the points around, and then you have another group where 3 people mix a lot of the good points and one person gets 0, then you can have the number 1 from group A and number 1, 2, 3 from group B. So the person comes in second on group A, so gee, I did the best I could. You know, I got second in this group, but it was the other 3 players from that other group could, got more points between them, and so they advanced. So I've been in tournaments with that layout, but I think Matt is giving us top 2 out of each, and let's see where we're going next.
And in that scenario you just laid out, one machine to decide all that?
One
Or
machine sure
multiple?
could.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to head over to Little Chief. Let me go grab that rig.
Yeah. Little Chief. Eric is popping out to move the rig around. Okay, we are moving things around right now to set ourselves up on the Little Chief. This is going to be wild, folks. I just played that one earlier. It was crazy.
It doesn't matter, I did it.
Nice, Joe. Yeah, that went from a really bad ball to
It's the furthest machine, like at the end, where all the machines are organized in terms of year. You know, this one's at the very end, meaning like way back in time. Many of you watching at this point are probably very familiar with that fact, but some of those watching are probably more like me who have no idea what's going on. Besides to say that these older games, they are brutal, guys. They are absolutely brutal. Okay, we're in a good spot. I mean, scoreboards focus a lot on player 1, but I think that's good.
They're only playing one-player games. So
Oh,
yeah,
well then that...
that made my decision a lot easier.
Yeah, so
I still
this
wear
is a
Zoom, that's
one-player game. So, of course, we're focused on player 1 score, not player 2's.
Yes, so they are going to play. They're going to play 4 one-player games. So a lot of times with these old EMs, electromechanical machines, they'll have some problems in the multiplayer game when it advances to the next player, but something in the game state is still resolving, physically resolving. So most common reason to play one-player games is if you have a spinner that's very juicy, you'll hit the spinner and then drain. The spinner's still spinning, and the game says, oh, now it's player 2. And they're getting credit for those spinner hits that you did. You let the spinner up. So a lot of times with games of this vintage, just to make sure there are no problems like that, everyone gets to play their one-player game, get their points, and then we'll compare at the end. So
Interesting.
So
that
that's
was the big driver to have individually played full game balls.
Yep. So in the early days of pinball, these electromechanical machines were just one player, and you'll still see those around. You might go over to Blair Alley and play Centigrade, or Hurdy-Gurdy. Those are
Yep.
two sort of local favorites, or just one-player games. And that enabled those designers to make deeper rule sets because they didn't have to reset the machine for player 2. So you could say, look, here's 10 targets all over the board, but you've got 5 balls you can play, and gradually make progress. But then multiplayer games came out about early 70s, and competition is just such a natural part of this game that it was better to sacrifice the complex rule sets. And so in an electromechanical multiplayer game, you've got to reset for the next player, and you basically reset for scratch. It's not like even Ali, which remembers which targets you've hit and can then reset to, oh, this is player 3 and they've made this much progress.
Right.
There's no memory in an electromechanical machine at all. So, but they still made multiplayer games because, again, it's more fun to compete, as they say, on the games themselves. So.
Right. That's amazing. And so essentially all the old pinball machines, they have 0 megabytes of RAM. No RAM
Everything,
needed.
no RAM needed. Everything is about the physical state of these electromechanical components. And so
Right.
you open these up, and they are artifacts from a different era, and the people who can fix these are, hopefully they are passing their wisdom on, because these machines are very, very difficult to keep running. So it's so wonderful that here at Cups we essentially have 4 electromechanicals, and the transition date, I'm sure chat will correct me, but the transition date is about 1976. So if you see electromechanicals, it's 1975 or before, and then computer chips, solid state, became cheap enough that it was feasible. So Captain Fantastic is sort of right on the cusp of that. And then, on the other side, games like Sinbad, games like Firepower are just on the other side of that divide.
So Firepower is not in the end.
Firepower 1 is not, Firepower 2 is not. So you can tell when you've got that electronic score display that looks like those old clock radios, that means you're looking at a solid state machine.
And then the EMs, it's more like a
That's the reels. That's the
rotating
reels we're looking at there in first
okay.
player. So those are the physical reels moving along.
Gotcha.
And of course, like a car odometer, they max out. And so you might
you might max out
max
at
them out
99,000.
at 99,990, and then you'll reset back to 0. And then you have bragging rights, and you can say, I rolled Little Chief today.
So Little Chief in your day has probably been rolled a few times.
Oh, I think so. I think so. Absolutely. I remember Flip Flop, which is the next machine over. I remember when that was at Blair Alley, and a very good player from Portland named Carl came to join us, and we were in a group of 4. And Carl managed to roll the machine, but so did Casey Schutz and I. And so Carl ended up getting 3rd after rolling it, and he said, I know I'm in Eugene where I roll an EM and still get 3rd place. He thought that was really kind of a sign of the times for coming down to Blair Alley and watching us play. So
That's great. And you said there's only 4 EM machines in this
am I
building
counting
right now?
that correct? So we've got Captain Fantastic, we've got Little Chief, Flip Flop, Aztec, and then I got to crane my neck around.
So we got like Hot Hand and
Oh
Paragon.
no, straight. Hot Hand and Paragon are solid state.
Those are solid state.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But
Okay.
yeah, super straight. So I guess we're at 5. So we got
Okay.
4 in a row there, and then Captain Fantastic. And then when you move from super straight to flash, that's the bridge right there.
And it does feel different.
Oh, yes.
Would you call the one before it Super State?
Super straight.
Super
The card-based
okay.
one we were looking at, and then
Yes.
Flash is on the other side of the divide. So when you play Flash, player 1, who shoots some orbits, lights some shots, it comes back around. Those shots are still lit. You can do things like hold bonus. The machine has some memory in its system,
Right.
and that's the crucial difference.
Yeah. I definitely noticed that with Flash. It felt like a step.
We're getting
increase
that's a
to
big
the previous.
technological. Now, one interesting thing is that the early RAM, there was so little of it that you started to see machines with electric scores, but they still made sounds with the bells and chimes. So they would still go ding, 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 but you had the electrical score. So that's a real, you're not quite over the hump yet.
Yeah.
And many European machines, they decided to do their tech tree in the other order. So they would have machines that the scores are still on rollers. It's still doing EM scorekeeping, but they added the electric sounds. So these weird 70s synth sounds and your clickety-clackety scores, and they're just very strange machines because they decided to advance the noises before advancing the scores before everyone got over. Yeah.
So
if
they
you
were
look
focused on like the audio,
the sound, the
assets
audio.
as opposed to
Yes,
the
I wish I could
technology.
remember. I know Corey has one of these in his house where it makes bleep, bloop, bloop, but the scores are still going cha-chink, cha-chink, cha-chink. So that puts it at a very specific, like 1976, 1977. They've gotten half of the way towards solid state, but not the full package yet.
Right,
So.
right. They're dipping their toes in the future.
Okay, so I'm not sure there's anything to play for now. So we have Matt and Adam with 6 points each, Ditto with 0, and Casey with 2. So essentially Matt and Adam are going to go through unless Casey gets first and one of Matt or Adam gets last. Then there'll be a tie, and we'll need a tiebreaker to get into the actual finals.
Interesting. So Matt and Adam both need to get last, or either one?
If
get
one of
last?
those two get last and Casey gets first, then
okay.
whoever got last and Casey would be tied for the second spot.
Gotcha.
But other than that, extremely precise. Basically, Matt and Adam are in the driver's seat. Now, if Casey and Ditto had split their thirds and fourths on the first two games, Guardians and Sinbad, then there would be no hope for either of them. But because Casey got both thirds and Ditto got both fourths, Casey has a small but possible road to a tiebreaker to get into the finals.
Wow. So that would be the missing episode of Star Wars, A No Hope.
Yeah, it would be something of.
And I just want
A
to
No Hope
draw
situation.
the audience's attention to this beautiful Fabio of a man.
Yeah,
who
no,
just stepped up to the table. Ditto
every
with
time
his
he
hair
lets down his hair,
Oh.
I don't know who I'm looking at. I forget
Yeah.
that he has those gorgeous locks that he usually
actually-
keeps restrained. So
I was nervous for a moment. I was
Yeah.
like, do we have a trespasser?
who is this guy? Yeah,
Like,
yeah, right.
do I need to call
right.
the police?
Do I know who this is? Yep.
But
yep.
no, it's not Fabio.
Nope.
It's a beautiful
It's,
Pokemon
yeah.
Ditto.
Look at this guy. So he's doing his best to make life difficult, I think, for everyone else.
mean,
Even though he's not going to advance, he
From
can
what
make
I
sure.
can tell, that's the story of these EM games,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Okay. Like, make your life more difficult?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is 5 balls, so you've got lots of opportunities to try and make stuff happen.
That's right. He
Ooh.
plays all 5.
Yeah,
So he's on ball 2 here?
I think that's right. We can't see that part of the scoreboard. I'm just drilled into the score.
Got to be a lot of nudging going on in this game, right?
I think so, absolutely. And there's a very valuable saucer in the middle of the play field. It gets more and more valuable as you advance it, but up. So the center in lane advanced the value of that center scoop. So getting it out that gate there, he is collecting his bonus. So it resets back to 1,000, but he can now crank it back up again. So a lot of these EMs, well, all of them, because of the physical limitations, have a maximum bonus. So often there will be a point where they say, here's a point where you can collect that bonus, set it back down to 0, and then advance it again.
kidding.
You sure can. Yep. There's a computer. I'll grab her power supply. Oh boy. Perfect. Perfect. We got it.
I still can't get over how beautiful Ditto's hair is.
It really is something. Yep.
I learned a lot of things tonight.
Yeah.
But none more impactful and important than Ditto's hair length. Wow.
It's a lot.
Okay, so Ditto, did he just finish his final ball here? No.
I'm not sure which ball we're on.
Yeah, he's still playing. So
Still playing. Okay. This is double bonus, so my recollection is you get double bonus on balls 3 and 5, but I might be confusing it with a different game. I think that's right, though.
Probably on ball 5, though.
Yep, he's been playing for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll see. No, there's another ball on the field, so that's ball 4 by my reckoning. And that's a quick drain on that side. Oh, no, I guess that was 5.
in a row?
Interesting.
Okay. Very. He's up at 80K.
Okay. Yeah, looks
80,000?
like it. Yeah, 8660 is how I read that one. Tough to tell. And here comes Casey on a prayer here.
Yeah, so we have Matt first, Ditto, no, Casey.
I think we did Matt, Adam, Ditto, and Casey. So
Oh, that's right, Adam.
we should. So
this
yeah,
is our
both
fourth play.
Matt. Yeah, so this should finish up our semifinals round on our side. I'm presuming from everybody else's attitude that we know. Yes, so it looks like the other group is finished. Michael and Joe. Michael Veers and Joe Emery are through, each with a score of 8. And so those will be 2 of our 4. So it is most likely, unless Casey pulls off a miracle, that we're going to have Matt and Adam and Michael and Joe. So that's a pretty exciting finish here.
Yeah,
Cups.
that's a
pretty
very good final.
Yep,
four, so.
that's a pretty hardcore Final Four there for a very lucrative in terms of IFPA points.
Okay, so if I recall what you had said, Casey, who is up right now, unless he gets an
Oh, here we go.
amazing score here, this is decided.
This is decided, absolutely. But he's putting in the work.
Yeah.
He's putting in the work.
He's giving him some doubt, for sure.
Adam. Adam. So what are you guys' scores at the moment?
If he wins, then that'll be the tiebreaker. So it's
Okay.
yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay.
So if he wins,
Yeah.
then that'll force a tiebreaker.
Looks like that will force
Okay.
the tiebreaker that we had referred to. So,
Oh,
so it must be the case that Matt. Okay, Casey's looking at his options.
Oh, right down the outside.
Yep.
Not down the middle. but
Oh.
like,
Well, there's some nice congratulations from Matt. He just dodged a difficult bullet that would have forced him into a tiebreaker and forced him to play even more pinball for the privilege of paying more pinball. So,
Matt will never congratulate you more than when he beats
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It says, congratulations. on
Congratulations. Yeah, thanks
almost
for
beating me.
Yep. Yep.
Not that I'd know, but
Yep.
I've heard. Okay, so we have a pretty hot final.
We got a pretty
shaping up
hot
here.
four. Yeah, this is going to be some serious pinball here, and let's find out what the format is. I don't know if the same vetoes are in effect. If we have to redraw all that, so I'm going to do a little reconnaissance. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Me too.
Damn, those go.
I don't know if it's gonna fit in here. Do you want some of these keychains?
Yeah,
They're pretty fun.
those are great. I really appreciate it.
This
And
is
congratulations
next
on running
week. Oh, sorry, you're like,
such an event. This
it
is
was
great.
good, right?
Yeah, no, it went really well.
Over $5,000.
That's awesome.
I had some friends from other places that made some party donations, but
Sure.
we did a lot of money here.
That's great.
And I think it's gonna be really fun when I'm really excited for the kids the other game.
For sure.
All right, so the finals have begun. These finals have. So we're on Flash, an early solid state game. It's a Williams. This is a game. Boy, that playfield is getting brighter and brighter. This is a game where we want to get the in lanes. All right, that's a pretty good, pretty respectable first ball for Adam Jones. But here comes Michael Veers.
Flash.
So this is a tricky plunge. There's no ball save, of course. So as Michael has just found out to his peril. But the plunge here, you have the left target bank, which is oscillating. There's sort of a roving target there. Or you can try a hard plunge and try to get back up to those rollovers. But if you don't quite make it, it's going to come out of that left orbit zinging, absolutely moving. Matt finds the upper playfield. Now those upper in lanes are bonus multipliers, but you only get the multipliers if you have the lights lit from left to right. So right now, Matt has the third light lit. That gives you no bonus multiplier. If he hits 1, the far left one, he'll get a 2x multiplier, like he just did. And now if he hits 2, because he'll get credit for 1, 2, and 3, he'll have a 4x multiplier. So that crucial threading the needle, that middle one, was going to give him a big boost there. Okay, that's ball 1. Joe steps up.
I have a quick question. Does the timing of the lights matter for
Yes.
when you hit the shot?
You want to
wanna
hit the
nail
lit
it.
one. So yes,
Okay.
the lit one in both target banks is the big points there. I think it's about 5 times as much. Okay, so trying to use that upper flipper. Uh-oh. Yep, and there we go.
There goes Joe.
That's the story of the
That's his
stream.
favorite
Oh
body
dear.
part.
Everything looks fine on that.
Yeah, we got a feed cut here.
It's still blinking. That's fine, Adam. You're good on that end. All right, gang. I guess that's the story of that.
Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. I guess if you want to see how this ends up, go follow it along on Match Play. But our batteries are done for the night, and I'm gonna watch the rest of this in person. And thanks so much for everyone tuning in. We'll see you next time here at Cups, and have a great evening.